We're live.
And we're live.
Lockdown, lunchtime live, week, something.
9, 8.
No, I don't know. I don't think it's been that many. We can work it out.
Week 8, isn't it?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Week 8.
Week 8. Week 8 of the calendar year.
Just the two of us. I'm
Just the two of us.
not going to sing.
Oh.
I think we should start with apologies. Now, first of all, apologies from me, because I actually haven't put out last week's episode yet on all the other platforms. Been very naughty.
You have had a busy week, though.
But it has been.
We'll empathise and give you the benefit of the doubt as long as you sort it out today.
Never missed one this long before. Not falling out of love with it, just didn't happen. And then apologies from Danny's EPT. she's not here to giggle at that. But yeah, so Danny's just got some other stuff she needs to deal with, which are definitely higher priority than chatting shit between me and Nikki.
Our old mugs. Yeah.
But she will be back, and she'll be back with a vengeance, I'm sure, with stories to tell from her adventures. So,
I'm sure.
Danny, if you're catching up, we missed you today, and we're looking forward to having you back. But yeah, it's been one of those weeks, Nikki. So we have decided to talk about when life gives you lemons. Make lemonade, that's what they say.
Or make it into gin and shot it with tequila. I don't know.
Nice.
I'm just looking, there's lemon drizzle gin, an empty bottle there. Lemon tequila, definitely.
Oh, lemon drizzle gin.
It's always good.
Oh.
Very good.
Must be Friday. We're talking booze.
Not an ad, but wouldn't mind.
No, not an ad, but if you'd like to donate.
If you're listening.
I might have to put, I've been playing with light boxes on my website, Nikki. Maybe I should put a light box up for you. See if we can get you some money for a bottle.
That'll do nicely.
Maybe you'll get another bottle this weekend from somewhere.
Who knows?
It's I'm gonna have done it. It's your birthday tomorrow. Hopefully you get a bottle of lemon drizzle.
Yeah, it is.
I know that you don't like the attention, but
I don't need you to tell people. I'm just dying here.
57 tomorrow.
Yeah. Not doing too bad. Thanks, mate.
Basically, have you not worked out? If you tell me not to do something, I'm going to do it. Don't put something
in confidence.
Too late.
I told you that in confidence. Anyway, happy Friday. We are here.
Happy Friday.
We're here to talk about life throwing you lemons. Alistair, tell us about your week. What lemons have you had thrown at you this week?
I think when we say lemons, it's unexpected stuff. But also sometimes I expected a lot of the stuff this week, but it was just tough. And I think it's also when it throws you off what you were doing, and means that you've got to deal with that stuff in front of you. You can't deal with other stuff. It becomes urgent. It becomes now. You're like Danny's stuff today. It's like, I have to do this today. I don't have time to do it another time. And then that throws you off what you plan to do. And it generally just comes with a bit of bad air, or a bit of a bad vibe around it.
Bit of chaos. Yeah,
a bit of chaos. It's taking up your time. It means that you can't deliver on some other promises sometimes. And we all get it, but it always seems to come out. The reason it's lemons, it's not just lemon, because it's that's a good point actually. Why is it lemon drizzle and not lemons drizzle? Because is there more than one lemon in that? This is the sort of shit.
A lemon drizzle cake, you don't need. You need more. I guess you just need the zest of lemon. in the cake, and then it's the juice for the icing. So maybe you only need 1 lemon for a lemon drizzle. I don't know. I don't. It depends how big your cake is. Well, I've got lemon drizzle cupcakes coming this afternoon, amongst others. So I will report back.
Ooh, lemon drizzle cupcake. Is this from your new friend? And when I say
bought
new
these
friend,
ones.
it makes it sound like it's a new boyfriend. It's not.
Yeah, that sounds a bit dodgy.
It's still
Hi,
with John. It's just. I mean, your new cupcake. That sounds even worse.
No.
Sorry, John. I don't know John yet, but you might end up destroying.
Yeah. Oh, Donnie, we miss you. I got gifted some cupcakes a little while ago. She was trying it as a new business started up in Portsmouth, and she was trying out some vegan ones, and she wanted some brutally honest feedback. So I did that a couple of weeks ago for her. And no, I bought these ones. She did pancake day specials for little cupcakes with little mini pancakes on top. So I've got birthday cupcakes arriving today. Very excited. Very excited for Kate.
You're always excited.
Anyway, always excited for Kate. Always excited for Kate. I've just had a really nice peanut butter and chocolate blondie. That was very tasty.
Ooh, it's older cake.
Older cake. I know. Very good. Very good. And I know I've got a box of brownies that arrived not too long ago as well.
Definitely. Oh, you know what? It's the first on Monday. This is second month in a row where we've got the first of a month on a Monday.
I love it. I love it in February as well because it's very equal. It's 4 weeks and then it's just that's it.
I just wish everyone, like the Gregorian calendar, why didn't it just go? It's for a week.
It's
28 days in a month. And I understand there's some science behind it as well, right? But you know, it's really just been easier. Really been easier. There's like, you know, I don't need to know if the Earth is fully revolved around.
Oh, but you do. Oh, but you do.
So when do I need to know that? When do I go, shit, I wonder if we're all the way around yet?
Oh god.
Are we there
We've
yet?
gone slightly off topic.
Nowhere near on topic. We're nowhere near on topic. I'm just, you know, I should have just called it chat shit, but you know,
I think it's a chat shit Friday, isn't it?
We tried talking about sleep last week and ended up talking about Elon Musk. And
yes,
since Danny mentioned that, I watched another podcast which mentioned exactly the same thing about Elon Musk. As and it was like Danny's point, just repeated. And I was like, shit, the girl's trying to tell me something. Which is where my whole other topic of potential, which has been going around in my head, has come from. About living to your potential. Maybe some news on that.
Oh.
Might do something with that thought.
Oh, interesting.
So,
I have to keep an eye out for that. Where will I find more out about that?
That's musical.co.uk. But don't go on there yet because I've just decided to change something off the base of feedback from Nikki. So, so the lemons. Back to lemons. So Nikki, I've had a difficult week. I've had a challenging week. Sounds like Danny's had one of those weeks as well. But you said you can talk about having a good week, and then when you were telling me about that, it's also about you have good weeks when life does throw you lemons.
Yeah, I'm a painfully positive person, and I'm sure you know that by now. I'm painfully positive. I really do take that phrase quite literally. Making lemonade in your life throws you lemons. I'm about to put it in a newsletter, so I feel like I can talk about it. The book I was planning to put in my subscription box in March, I finished it last night, and it's a beautiful piece of writing. I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's a beautiful piece of writing, but it's really quite harrowing, and it's powerful, and it's brilliant as a piece, but it's quite heavy, and I'm not quite sure we're ready for that now. So that is a lemon that's been thrown at me. So I'm okay, right. Let's go into problem solving mode because that's where I excel. That's my job.
You're not going to tell me what the book is, or you are?
I'm not. I might do. I'm joking now. I might tell you what the book is. I'm not sure yet. because I might still use it. Anyway, I'm just gonna choke for a second. So just
Okay. So, lemons. See? Sweet and sour. So,
so while I choke on the blondie that I've just had, Threw Me a Lemon. It's a book that I'm now considering. Maybe is not the right book. Maybe it's not the right time. It's something I think it's important to read, but maybe current climate is something else better fit. So I've done right. Aha, problem solving mode. This is what I do. What can we do? Right, we need to read another book pretty fucking quickly. Or have you read another book that's suitable? No, okay. Get to the bookshop when it opens at 10 o'clock this morning. Choose another couple of books. Get reading today. So that's what I did. Got 2 books reading, 2 books being read through today. But yeah, life throws you lemons. I'm a problem solver. Just by nature, it's what I do. It's what I do in my job, and it's why I love my job. I love that side of it, the problem solving, the working things out, having that plan, and then following through with it. So yeah, I'm a bit positive in adversity. I quite enjoy the challenge of it. That sounds a bit sadistic almost. But yeah, I thrive on that a little bit.
well, but you said there about being a problem solver, and I'm the same. And I've been, when I've been in management roles, I've been criticised for being, you're talking about being an overly positive person, but actually, you, by nature, look for the negative in being a problem solver. You look for the faults.
Yeah.
And I've been criticised at management level because I will look for your faults to help develop you.
Yeah.
Naturally. So what I have to do now, being a coach, I also have to then be against my own grain, look for the positives as well.
Yeah.
Because I take the positives as, well, that's for me to celebrate anyway. And I should already be celebrating it. But I also then, even when with myself, I'm looking for, how can I improve? I'm always looking at that negative point. Okay, if we can change that, if we can improve that. And sometimes when life's throwing you lemons, or you're looking at lemons,
yeah.
to remember, I don't know why lemons get such a bad name, actually, but
because they're bitter. Because they're bitter and you don't want to eat them on their own.
Cool, right.
There you go. They're only good with sugar or gin.
So you have to balance it with positive, and
yeah,
I like the fact that you're saying I'm overly positive, but by nature I'm looking at improvement rather than negative. Which areas it can be improved, deleted, removed, stopped doing. That rhymed. Improved, deleted, removed. I like that. Right. Anyway, what's going on?
There's tomorrow's email.
This is what happens when you're surviving on not a lot of sleep. You get this sort of Alistair. It might be very entertaining for a listener. Stay focused, Alistair. Right. So
come on.
Sometimes you have to look at the positive, and sometimes life just throw you. You mentioned about this book being too much for at the time, because it is a bit shit life at the moment. Like, and I would have think I did the whole thing of, this is not going to stop me. I'm going to keep moving forward, and I still feel like I'm doing that, but I'm definitely slowed down by our environment.
Yep.
So you have to, I think, sometimes maybe try to change your environment, get away from the lemons. Like, if
run away,
shit. Like what we said this before we started. If something's difficult and challenging for me, and it was giving me lemons, it gets all of my attention.
Because then the lemon goes away and you're done with it. Yeah.
Sometimes you have to just say, not now.
Not now, lemon. We're done with you.
Yeah, no room for lemons today. We've had too many lemons. Today, we're focusing on the good shit.
We sound delirious talking about this.
I'm going to wake up in a minute and go, oh, God, that was a whole big dream. Not live on Facebook, Alistair.
No, but I think you're right. I think there's days when you've got the capacity and mental capacity to deal with things like that, haven't you? And there's days where you haven't, and that's okay, and that will change every day. There's some lemons that need to be solved and sorted out as soon as possible, like Danny's doing, and there's some that can wait a day. And if they can wait a day and you haven't got the capacity, then that's fine. You know, you need to do it as and when you can, or if it is that important, then it has to. Then it comes above anything. It doesn't have a choice. If you've got a choice in the matter, then it can wait, kind of thing. If it's that important that it, what's the word? If it's that important that it, you know, puts, words, lost it. That it puts a necessity to your life at risk, then it needs to be solved as soon as possible, and everything else falls down as a result of that, because it automatically takes highest priority.
I think as well that there's
makes sense.
Yeah, there is like the eat your frog kind of mentality of deal with it. There's the bury in your head in the sand mentality. You have to choose what is the right strategy to get through this. Sometimes walking away and saying, okay, I need to think about how I deal with this, because jumping in with no plan sometimes doesn't help. Sometimes taking a step back. So, you know, Danny's situation with my friend, actually, and when Danny told us this morning, I was like, God, that's the second person in 2 days that's told me that. So you're not alone. They are number one. You might not.
You're not
alone. But this, my friend, when he told me the same thing, I don't know why it's such a secret, but it is. It's not my news. So, but he's jumped straight into fixing it. And actually, maybe the better strategy, because what he's come back with already is more problems by trying to jump in instead. He's find more problems. Yeah. Whereas maybe sometimes you take a step back and you think, okay, what do I have? What is the situation? What's the whole situation? What do I need to do?
I could almost take a really project management route with this and Six Sigma approach, and DMAIC does like a problem solving. You define the problem, you measure it to see exactly where it is, exactly what the issues are. And obviously, if you're put in the situation, you know what that is. And then you analyze it, you improve it, you control it to what's happening. So you define the problem, right? Okay, there's a very obvious problem, but actually, what are your needs? What are the needs and musts? What are the most important things that happen now as a result of this change, perhaps?
And
sitting back and sort of looking at it from outside, perhaps is going to give you a better perspective, and maybe it helps you solve that a bit better rather than panic rushing into what seems like the best solution with the information you have, but sitting and, I don't say meditating on it, but sitting and sort of thinking it over slowly and looking at all the different options.
The Lean Sigma 6, so what are you qualified?
I am about to submit for my green belt assessment. I'm on the control phase of it, yeah.
Okay, so what is it? Yellow, green, blue, black?
White, yellow, green. I don't know whether there's a blue. I think it's just green and black, and then there's a master black belt as well.
Yeah. Okay. So you're currently a yellow belt then?
Technically, yeah, but I've had the training for green belt, and my project is actually next week. I will be finishing it off.
Because I'm a yellow belt, so even though I've never. But anyway, that was just.
Anyway, for those who don't know what the hell we're talking about, Lean Six Sigma, it's a continuous improvement method. It came from automotive industry all those years ago. Back in American Henry Ford, part of my degree as well. I can talk to you for hours on this. It's Lean Six Sigma. It's about continuous improvement and finding. When you're finding issues, you're almost looking for issues to try and improve them, to keep processes going, to keep things improving, to keep getting better and better and better. Yeah, and that's where the DMAIC, design, measure, analyze, improve, control comes from as well. And it's finding issues, defining exactly what that issue is, whether you've been put in it or not, measuring it, finding out exactly where the issues are, you know, how bad they are. So you've got something, to a baseline to go off, you can measure back against that after. I'm getting very engineering. I'll pipe down now. Yeah.
Well, there's one strategy, the continuous improvement. I think, we are all continuously improving. And we're always moving forward. I don't think you tend to you might get worse at something because you don't practice it. I'm definitely worse at golf now than I was at one point, but I'm not continuously improving in that. I don't know why that's the example I use. But there's a technique that, and it is essentially it's just mind management. But when you life throws your lemons, my technique, and I was showing this many years ago, is to get a piece of A3 paper. For me, it has to be A3 paper, and you put it on the desk, and you write in the middle, what the fuck am I going to do?
I think I've heard you talk about this before. Yeah, I like
you
this.
just write down all the options. You take away financial, you remove resources,
Mm.
you put down all the options of things you could do if finance was not a barrier and resources were not a barrier.
Yeah.
And you just get it all out your head. And actually sitting there for a couple of hours, not just 5 or 10 minute job, it's a real couple of hour thought process, can really help. That means you're not just jumping in. And the key thing is, it slowed you down. You need to take it in that outside perspective. And what you write down might not necessarily be the answers, but it gives you perspective.
Yeah.
Allows you to calm down. It takes you away from any other situations, so it focuses you. And then you can go about actually what you're going to do about it. And you'll find that you probably do things very differently than that. You calm down because you'll realize that there is lots of options. And it's not necessarily the right technique for everything, because sometimes a lemon comes at you because it's this needs done now. So sometimes it can be a technique for post the exercise. All right, what the fuck am I going to do to get back on track?
Yeah.
But also when you do that, you realize you can do things very quickly, way quicker than you ever planned. You don't always have to act at full speed, but I went to the supermarket, and in my head, going to the supermarket takes like all day. It really does. It's a real barrier to me actually going to the shop. It's like it doesn't take all day. It never takes that long, but it's a real nightmare. So
that's another issue, but okay.
I went to the supermarket last week when life had thrown me lemons. I was just chatting to somebody for too long on the phone. I had a window of opportunity to go, and if I didn't go, I wasn't going to do my food prep all week, and it was going to have a real negative impact.
Yeah.
But in my head, I was like, God, you're never going to make it. I was like, go now.
Go.
Yeah, get in there, got around the supermarket, got everything I needed, got out, and got home, and I was like, fucking I have never been to the supermarket that quick, ever in my life.
I time myself. I say, right, I've got 15 minutes to do the whole shop. Go. And time myself and plan it. But that's me being sad. I plan it to go down.
I like because you waste time going back and forth.
Oh yeah, no, don't do that. No. Have the list in sections.
You've planned it. You know exactly how many steps it is.
Almost. Almost. Yeah.
But
I like that.
Think about when you're late for work. I know that's something you can relate to, Nikki. So
no, not at all.
Just not by not being a morning person. I'm late for everything, but the fact that I'd start before everybody else. So how is that possible? But if you're running late, how quickly can you get out of the house in the morning? And you still get out.
Brilliant.
I'm on to brush my hair. And then you get to work and you're like, how the fuck am I here that quickly? Like, I woke up 15 minutes ago, or like you're maybe not with it and not really ready, and then you need to sit and compose yourself. But how quickly you can do things is always quicker than you think.
My brilliant example of that is that when I used to walk to my salsa classes in the evening, it's a 15-minute, 20-minute walk at a normal pace, and more because I didn't have much time to get back, eat, and get out of it again. I'd leave that to be a 10-minute journey, and I'd just keep shortening it every time because I'd end up running there and just jogging there instead. But it's pretty. I still get it on time. I'd be out of breath and not ready at all, and completely harassed. But yeah, it's brilliant. It's that. What's the law? I can never remember what's the name of the law. You've got a certain amount of time to do it in, whether it's this much or this much. That's how long the task will take.
It was. I should know this. I use it all the time. Power.
Yeah.
It was Orwell, wasn't it? That said it.
I can't remember. I don't even know if I'd recognise it. But anyway, that is that.
As long as you assign to what you do.
Yes. Yeah. So that, like, if you give yourself an hour to get ready in the morning, it'll take you an hour. If you give yourself 15 minutes because you're going to run late, if not, you're going to get ready in 15 minutes.
It's so true.
Brilliant.
And I think
Yeah.
are you checking it out as long as I did? Is it Parkinson's law?
Parkinson's law. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Right, there we are. Were we both googling that at the same time?
No, I knew you could do it. I could see the concentration in your face, so I thought I'd sit back and let you do it instead.
I do. You know,
Delegation.
we were talking about concentration faces, weren't we, when we started? I realised the face. There was so many pictures. And lemons.
Yeah,
Oh,
lemons.
there we are.
Lemons.
I feel like I've just rambled some shit. You just laughed at me, and then tried to steer the conversation back to where it should have been.
We'll go back to lemons. I think that's been a good session on lemons. I think, I try and look at it positively. So I try to make lemonade every time, even if it is a lemon. I react positively in that that's something for me to solve, and I get satisfaction out of solving problems and completing tasks. So for me, lemons mean that there is something to do. That there is, I look at it as an opportunity to solve an issue rather than, oh God, we've got an issue, well, that's all solved now. But I'm positive, I'm painfully positive. But it does depend on the lemon, granted. I'm sure there are some lemons that are worse. Well, no, there are definitely some lemons that are worse than others. But I think if you can reframe your mind, and it will obviously it depends on the lemon, but if you can reframe your mind, say, right, well, I get a chance to solve this issue, I get a chance to sort some shit out, then that's quite a positive frame of mind to try and put yourself in.
Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. I'm so like that is in my head all the time. That and I wrote it to Danny when she told us what was going on today. But my mum said it to me when I was feeling really down and really depressed, and about how I'm not going to be around for very much longer. When she was on the hospital bed, and she said to me, my mum was so selfless. Like, I think it's unbelievable how selfless mums are in general. She turned to me and said to me, something good will come of this. And I was like, how can something good come of you fucking dying? Like, don't be so stupid. Right? When you now sit and reflect, there has been positive things that have happened as a result of that massive negative, that massive lemon.
Yeah. It's like this stuff about pulling an arrow about when you're pulling an arrow about, you're going backwards and you feel like you've got an issue and you're going forward, but then you're sprung forward, you're going into something positive will come out of it. It might not always be obvious to begin with, but
sometimes
things will happen again.
Sometimes you will never relate the two together. You might never realize this happened because of this. But
good things will come.
I'm not sure what religion or faith this fits into, but I'm a believer that our lives are mapped. Well, they are mapped by the decisions we make. That's maybe not even a faith. That's fact. If I decide to do A or B today, that will change my course of my life forever. If there's always going to be the what if.
Yeah.
You need to accept the choice you make and move on. But whatever's meant for you will not go past you. And sometimes that means that shit is meant for you. Yeah. And it's meant for you. And when you see it, you have to think, okay, this was meant for me. That means that I am the best person for the job. That's not me saying that God, Alistair can deal with that. But
you can do that.
But if you take that concept of, okay, this was given to me because I am the best person for the job.
That's a very positive way of thinking of it. I like that.
You need to give your best to it, don't you?
Ultimately,
it's on your reputation. So
I like that. I like that. That's very nice. That's a nice note to finish on, I think.
Thank you very much. Right. Thank you. I'm sorry for chatting stuff at you.
That's not very much fair. It's fine. Danny, we need you back.
Danny, please bring the subject. Bring the sauce, as they say.
Yeah.
Nikki brings the cake. Danny brings the sauce. And I'm not sure what I bring. The chat.
You bring the good chat. You bring the good chat. That's fine.
Mostly normal at the time. When I'm not overtired and I'm just rambling shit. Anyway, there we are.
Fine.
This is what the listeners have anyway. So Nikki, thank you. Have a wonderful weekend.
I hope you do too.
It brings you everything that you hope for. And guess what, everybody? It's March on Monday, so
It is.
2 months of this bad times are gone. The good times are coming. The weather's changing. The nights are getting lighter, and the gyms are opening on the 12th of April. So my thought is, do I want to go walk back in the gym looking like I never had it in the first place, or do I walk back in the gym thinking I'm glad I've got this back for the extra 10%? Anyway, there we are. We've spoken
There we
about.
go. Happy Friday.
I'm just going to put in the title when I actually publish the podcast. I'm just going to put everything. That's what we spoke about.
Lemons and everything. Lemons are hell.
Thank you, Nikki. We'll speak to
Thank you very much.
next week.